December 7, 1941. The Japanese unleash a devastating attack against Pearl Harbor, dealing a painful blow to the Pacific Fleet. More than 2,000 American servicemen perish while attempting to repel the onslaught. And although the attack fails to knock out the strategically important aircraft carriers, it succeeds in shaking the American people to the core. Entering the war is no longer a choice. It is a necessity. On December 11, Nazi Germany declares war against the United States. Just a few days later, Operation Paukenschlag is put in motion by the commander of U-boats, Karl Dönitz. This long-range operation is an attempt to cripple the U.S. merchant fleet, which holds a key role in supplying Great Britain in its struggle against Hitler. All along the U.S. East Coast, German U-boats sink hundreds of American tankers and cargo ships, slowly tightening the noose around the neck of Great Britain. It is clear that without American support to their war effort, Britain's survival will be measured not in months, but in weeks. With a majority of its might focused on fighting the Japanese in the Pacific, the U.S. Navy is left with very few anti-submarine vessels available for the Atlantic theater, not even remotely enough to introduce an efficient convoy system that could protect the merchant fleet from the U-boats. The bloodbath continues for months, and the fire from burning tankers becomes a common sight from the shores of the East Coast. The survival of Great Britain now hangs by a thread. Finally, in May 1942, the U.S. Navy manages to muster enough anti-submarine ships to put the convoy system into effect. Now, with the help of the Royal Canadian Navy, merchant ships are escorted along the U.S. coast to form convoys around Newfoundland. Only then are they ready, having been joined by their guardian angels, to set out on the perilous journey across the Atlantic. At last, the steel wolves of Dönitz will be facing a challenge. They are about to meet a whole new breed of enemy. Fast, maneuverable, and more than capable of sending a submarine to the bottom. The Fletcher-class destroyer.
The Battle of the Atlantic took place in the 1940s. During that time, most U-boats were still diesel-electric and so could not stay submerged for prolonged periods of time. Therefore, you're very likely to detect them on the surface using radar before they close in for the attack. Once a U-boat submerges, you can no longer detect it using radar, and you will have to use sonar instead. Unlike radar, the sonar of the 1940s had to be pointed in the appropriate direction in order to detect the enemy. Bear that in mind when you lose radar contact with the enemy, and, most importantly, remember this. Radar works only for surfaced contacts, while sonar works only for submerged contacts. Last but not least, the 1940 sonar also has a dead zone right under your destroyer, which is crucial to remember. The most important thing you need to understand, however, is that everything at sea is ruled by the compass. Consequently, every instrument, report, and command also refers to it. It works just like the clock, with 000 or 360 at the top, 090 on the right, 180 at the bottom, and 270 on the left. These three-digit codes are called bearings, and they refer to the cardinal points. 000 or 360 is the north, 090 is the east, 180 is the south, and 270 is the west. So, if there is a contact at bearing 090, it means that it is located east of our position. This system allows the crew to quickly exchange information regarding where the enemy has been detected, what course to take, and so on. Once you understand it, it quickly becomes second nature. In summary, the most important information for you will always be the position of the currently tracked enemy, which is given in bearings, which direction, and ranges, how far away from your position. The last thing you need to know is how to execute a successful depth charge attack. The problem consists in hitting a moving object in 3D space with a weapon that has a considerable delay between being fired and hitting the target. In general, the attack has to be made in such a way as to drop the depth charges with a lead ahead of the U-boat's bow. What is more, the depth charge fuse must be set for shallow, medium, or deep. Bear in mind that the deeper you set the fuse, the longer it takes the depth charges to reach the set depth. The optimal time to drop depth charges is calculated by an analog computer called the Tactical Range Recorder. It measures the speed of closing the distance between your destroyer and the target, and will help you to decide when to give the order to fire. Because of that, pay close attention to what the tutorial says about using the TRR, as it will make the difference between success and failure. In reality, the chances of hitting a U-boat with depth charges were rather slim, but due to the devastating effects that even close misses had on the submarine's morale, harassing and suppressing the U-boat was often enough to make its crew abandon further attack attempts, at least for some time. Now that you understand the most essential facts about anti-submarine warfare in the Second World War, you can proceed with the tutorial.
All engines ahead, standard.
All engines ahead, standard. Aye, sir.
All engines ahead 1/3.
All engines ahead 1/3. Aye, sir.
Hard right rudder.
Hard right rudder. Aye, sir.
Steady as she goes.
Aye. Steady on course 3, 4, 7.
Rudder 20 degrees right.
Rudder 20 degrees right. Aye, sir.
New course 0, 1, 0.
Course 0, 1, 0. Aye, sir.
Surface radar has a new contact. Bearing 050. Range 3,200 yards.
Bridge combat. New surface contact from radar. Bearing 050. Range 3,200 yards. I designate contact able. Time 08.
Contact able now bears 051. Range 3,000 yards. Contact able now bears 052. Range 2,800 yards.
New course 052.
Course 052. Aye, sir.
Contact able now bears 054. Range 2,600 yards. Contact able now bears 055. Range 2,400 yards. Contact able now bears 055. Range 2,100 yards.
055. Aye, sir.
All engines ahead 1/3.
All engines ahead 1/3. Aye, sir.
Contact able now bears 056, range 1,900 yards. Contact Able now bears 056, range 1,600 yards. Contact Able now bears 055, range 1,400 yards. Contact Able now bears 055, range 1,100 yards. Contact Able now bears 054, range 900 yards. Contact Able now bears 052, range 700 yards. Contact Able now bears 048, range 400 yards. Contact Able now bears 033, range 200 yards.
Stand by to fire.
Contact Able now bears 303, range 100 yards.
Start tracking contact. Target acquired. Target bearing 262, range 300 yards.
Contact Able now bears
Fire.
260, range 300 yards.
Target bearing 254, range 500 yards. Load illumination round.
Contact Able now bears 252, range 500 yards.
Illuminate 253. Target bearing 251, range 600 yards.
Contact Able now bears 250, range 800 yards. Lost contact Able, last bearing 250, last range 700 yards.
Sonar, combat. Investigate arc. 315 through 045.
Combat sonar. Investigating arc. 315 through 045. Sonar I.
Sonar, this is the captain. Investigate arc. 3282148.
Combat sonar. New sonar contact. Bearing 049. Range 900 yards. Investigating arc 328 through 148. Aye, sir. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Very strong propeller noise. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Very strong propeller noise. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Very strong propeller noise. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 049. Range 900 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 050. Range 900 yards.
Ready depth charges. Shallow pattern.
Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 051. Range 900 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 052. Range 900 yards. Bearing steady.
All engines ahead. 2/3.
All engines ahead, 2/3. Aye, sir.
Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 052. Range 800 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 052. Range 600 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 052. Range 300 yards. Estimated depth shallow. Combat sonar. Contact. Able. Now bears 052. Range 100 yards. Bearing steady. Combat sonar. Lost contact. Able. Last bearing.
Fire 1.
052. Last range. 100 yards.
Fire 2. Fire 3. Surface radar has a new contact. Bearing 278. Range 3,500 yards.
Bridge combat. New surface contact from radar. Bearing 278. Range 3,500 yards. I designate contact Baker. Time 0:23.
Contact Baker now bears 270. Range 3,600 yards. Surface radar has a new contact. Bearing 203. Range 2,800 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Maple. Maple regain contact. Able. Bearing 231. Range 900 yards from Bloodhound.
Bridge combat. New surface contact from radar. Bearing 203. Range 2,800 yards. I designate contact Charlie. Time 0:24.
Bloodhound, this is Maple. Maple lost contact. Able. Last known at bearing 231. Range 1,000 yards from Bloodhound.
Contact Baker now bears 266. Range 3,600 yards. Contact Baker now bears 2-6-4, range 3,600 yards. Contact Baker, now bears 2-6-3, range 3,700 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Mountie. Mountie regained. Contact Able. Bearing 232. Range 1,400 yards from Bloodhound.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-6-1, range 3,700 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Air support on station. Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided east 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-9er, range 3,800 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided east 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-7, range 3,800 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided east 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-6, range 3,900 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided east 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-4, range 3,900 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided north 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-3, range 4,000 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided east 3 miles from convoy.
Antler, reporting.
Antler, this is Bloodhound. Maneuver to assigned station.
Roger. Antler maneuvering to assigned station.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided east 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-2, range 4,000 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Antler. Antler regained contact. Able, bearing 2-3-4. Range 2,200 yards from Bloodhound.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-5-1, range 4,100 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Mountie. Mountie lost contact. Able. Last known at bearing 2-3-5. Range 2,300 yards from Bloodhound.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-4-9er, range 4,200 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided northeast 3 miles from convoy.
Maple, reporting.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided northeast 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-4-8, range 4,200 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsided northeast 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2-4-7, range 4,300 yards.
Contact Baker, now bears 2, forward 6, range 4,400 yards.
Black Cat reporting.
Contact Baker, now bears 2, forward 6, range 4,400 yards.
Roger. Black Cat on the way to patrol area ahead of convoy. Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsighted east 3 miles from convoy.
Black Cat, this is Bloodhound. Attack contact, Charlie.
Roger. Black Cat attacking contact. Charlie.
Contact Baker, now bears 2, forward 5, range 4,500 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Subsighted east 3 miles from convoy.
Contact Baker, now bears 2, forward 4, range 4,500 yards.
Bloodhound, this is Black Cat. Engaging sub.
Contact Baker, now bears 2, forward 3, range 4,600 yards.
There are 3 elements that are absolutely crucial to U-boat tactics: speed, flanking, and the element of surprise. Let's begin with speed. A submerged U-boat is roughly as fast as the convoy, so it cannot effectively catch up on it from behind. It would first need to surface to make more speed, yet at the cost of being attacked by escort gunfire. Therefore, the most dangerous kind of enemy is the clever U-boat captain who approaches submerged from the front of the convoy, maintaining the element of surprise, unless you detect him with the sonar. Most enemy captains, however, will approach the convoy on the surface, for reasons already mentioned in the ASW 101 video. As for flanking, torpedoes had the highest chance of hitting the target when fired at the so-called broadside, i.e. not at the bow or the stern of the target, but at its side, which made for a much larger target. If you allow a U-boat to assume a flanking position within 1,500 yards of the convoy, and give it enough time at periscope depth, they will be able to shoot whole salvos of well-aimed torpedoes, potentially sinking a few merchant ships in one fell swoop. Also, the wolfpack tactics used by U-boats were based on advantage in numbers in an attempt to swarm and overwhelm the escorts by attacking from multiple directions at the same time. This was supposed to create a shock effect and confuse the escorts by creating chaos and giving them more targets that they could handle at a time. In order to help you prevent that, here is a handful of tactical advice. The best area for U-boats to attack from are the convoy flanks. Prevent them from sneaking into good firing positions, and convoy survivability will rise exponentially. U-boats approaching submerged from the front of the convoy can be a nasty surprise. Whenever possible, maintain at least minimal sonar coverage aimed towards the front of the convoy. If you manage to attack and suppress a U-boat long enough, it will stay submerged and will eventually end up behind the convoy. If that is the case, it will be almost impossible for it to catch up without surfacing, and its threat will have been nullified, at least for some time. Try to attack U-boats as far away from the convoy as possible. However, once they break through, make sure to recall your escorts, close the formation, and aggressively defend the flanks. The U-boats will attempt to exploit any holes in your defenses to get there and fire multiple torpedoes. So if any U-boats break through into this zone, attack them with all your might, or their torpedoes will start to wreak havoc in the convoy. Sooner or later, you will be able to determine the main vector of the attack. Once that happens, relocate more escorts there from the other flank of the convoy as soon as possible. Bear in mind that such formation changes will take a while, so try not to jump the gun, as it may cost you a lot of time later to reverse a bad decision. Whenever possible, attack a U-boat with more than one ship. Also, try coordinating your attacks with other escorts. Just watch out for collisions and you will be fine. If multiple U-boats break through and swarm the convoy flanks, chaos will ensue and you will start losing ships. Don't panic and stay on your toes, as this is the most difficult time of the battle. When it comes, make sure your escorts are prioritizing the right targets, and try not to get lost in the entanglement. If you make it through this difficult part, you will most likely succeed in suppressing and repelling the enemy. If you start losing ships, don't panic. Check the radar or the tactical station in combat. Deduce where the torpedo may have come from, and make a strong presence in the area to prevent the U-boat from taking further shots on the convoy. Use air support to harass U-boats that are beyond your reach, or quickly relocate it to suppress multiple U-boats when they get dangerously close to the convoy's flank. Remember that air support will force a U-boat to submerge, thus preventing it from firing its torpedoes. Some U-boat captains will submerge and hide under the convoy, or even try to sneak to the other flank. This is a bad situation for you, as it is very dangerous to track and attack U-boats within the convoy due to a high probability of collisions. And lastly, be aggressive and do not let the enemy take the initiative. The longer you hesitate, the more time you are giving the U-boats to reach optimal firing positions and aim their torpedoes. Harass them, never let up, and focus all your assets to the fullest. That concludes the presentation of U-boat and escort tactics.